Good morning, everybody. This is Mike Garner coming to you with the Brew, and I want to talk about two things. One is being an NLP, which is something I promised to talk to you about because if you go back yesterday or the day before, I was talking about being an inverse paranoid, and being an NLP is really important because a lot of people don't realize how powerful they are. NLP in normal terms is neuro linguistic programming. It's actually the structure of hypnosis, it's the structure of sales jargon, it's the structure of media manipulation. It's using language that the brain understands. It bypasses conscious awareness and goes directly in as a subconscious program. It's basically subliminal programming. NLP is a therapy, and if you understand the concepts and the power of language, and I consider myself a wordsmith, using words and language and communication to transmit and radiate intentions, programming, affirmation, verbalization, vocalization to shift people. So NLP is all about that. But NLP also is to be an NLP, not an NLP practitioner, but to be an NLP. NLP is an acronym for a no limit person. NLP, no limit person. We are born without limits. We are born pure potential. We're born pure emotion. We justify things with logic, and we have a need for love and respect. And everything that we do, all our behaviours, are to get love and respect or compensation for not having it. In other words, that will go a long way to be respected and loved. I think it was Napoleon said that he discovered that people would die for ribbons. In other words, people would die for medals. Respect. Why would you go into battle? For a cause probably that you know nothing about. Our young men and women go to fight other young men and women prepared to die because our rulers, our politicians, our generals, whoever makes these decisions, tell them to do it. They don't question it, they go and do it. It's a matter of respect. In my opinion, that respect is very often misplaced, but I don't judge our servicemen and women. They are incredibly brave, and over the years, many years gone by, not recent wars, but many years gone by, our wars were fought for valiant causes. I challenge and doubt that now, but that's another subject. But people will die for medals, people will die for respect, and they'll also die for love. People are prepared to do almost anything for love and respect. Relationships are really important. It's a necessary part of our human condition. It's a human need. Our desire to be loved and respected is so powerful. And there's the other thing about being a no-limit person is that because we are unlimited, we have this desire to fulfill what I call our major definite purpose. Our major definite purpose is what we are here to do. And we're not here to work. And we're not here to buy things. We're not really here for any of the things that the media tell us we're here for. They market things at us and they see us as consumers. We're not here to consume. We're human beings. We're here to be. We're here to appreciate consciousness, to develop consciousness as a no-limit person. Our imagination, which separates us from any of the other animals, we have got a far superior brain capacity. Our ability to analyse, our empathy, our imagination, our communication skills, our intellect surpasses many other species, all other species, but unfortunately, most of the time we use it against ourselves as individuals and also as a race of people being human, because all we have to do is be. We don't have to do anything, we don't have to have anything, we can live quite simply be, just breathe and be and sustain ourselves and live beautiful, peaceful lives, which is the allegory of the Garden of Eden, where the lamb lied down with the lion and Adam and Eve. I mean, it's just a myth. It's just a way of expressing a story. And the story is one of a peaceful living. And then the serpent came, and the serpent represented knowledge. And then our search for knowledge, technology, advancement in the wrong directions, that's where we sinned. That's where we lost our way. I mean, they turned that into a religion. They turned that into a theology. But at the end of the day, that's dodgy. We're missing the power there. We are unlimited. Do you feel unlimited at the moment, or do you feel limited? I'll answer that for you. We're all feeling limited. We're all feeling suppressed, oppressed, depressed. All the pressed words. We're feeling pressed down. We're under the thumb of our government, which I've told you before, the etymology of that is to govern your mentality. Govern your own mentality. You are unlimited. You have no limits. Be a no-limit person. Be an NLP. And if you're limited physically because of your physical condition, your health, your age, your ability or lack of ability, or because of lockdown, curfew, whatever tier you're in, your mind is unlimited. Be an unlimited mind. Remember that your mind is amazing. You have a fantastic imagination. There is another word, because I've got a degree in psychology, but there's another word which is called philosophy, and philosophy is questions. The etymology of philosophy is philo and Sophie, which is questions and love. Sophie represents love. Sophie and Sophia is actually biblical. It's theological. And Sophia was the first lady. Sophia is represented in a lot of ancient myths as the female deity, the goddess. It's interesting that, isn't it? It represents love. She was the first lover in Greek mythology. And I've already said that we have a desire for love and respect, and it's asking questions, philosophy, philo, questions about love, about the love of your life, about the love in the world, about the radiation of love from the heart chakra. This is a deep conversation coming to you with the brew, isn't it? But events in my life over the last few months and years, and particularly the last few days, has made me go inside and ask many questions of society, the world as I see it, what I'm experiencing through the media, which is a control mechanism by the government, control your mentality. There's all sorts of questions coming up. I'm making this presentation, I think it's the 10th of December possibly, and they've rolled out the vaccine, and there's people now getting abreactions. People have died actually during the tests. I won't go into that subject too much because I'll probably get deleted again, or this video will get banned. I don't want it to, but make your own mind up about that. You can't rush things. Things evolve naturally, and naturally we have an immune system. We are no limited people. Be a no limit person. We have an unlimited immune system. As a young child, before Nintendos and PlayStations and computers, I used to play in the dirt. I've got a little dog that's gone missing at the moment. my Neo, my little Jack Russell, done a runner. That's natural. It's just found its freedom. Everybody wants freedom. I think and I radiate that he'll come back because he'll connect to the love that I've given him. And I respect that dog, and hopefully he respects me, so I'll come back for more of that. But that dog licks me all over. It goes and rolls around. it probably chews lizards and mice and spiders and old coconut shells and all sorts of things. It's into rolling around in the mud and sheep poo like dogs do. And then it comes up and it tries to French kiss me. And that's happened throughout all my life with all my pets and all my animals. And I've gone camping, and the old expression is, eat your dinner before it gets dirty. Not eat your dinner before it goes cold, but eat your dinner before it gets dirty. And I used to play in the mud and play with coal at the back of the house in Kempton Road in Burnage, where I was brought up. We used to play on go-karts and scrape our knees and play out. It was safe. There was none of this fear. No restrictions. And I was tough. My kids never had injections. They ate well. They built up a natural immunity, like dogs and cats and sheep. And we interfere with them, dogs, cats and sheep and other things, to their peril and to our detriment. We're introducing chemicals into the food chain which ultimately have side effects. They're not side effects, they're effects. You have a bulletproof immune system, a bulletproof nervous system, a bulletproof breathing system, elimination system, digestive system, metabolism. And to the degree that you consume, as I said right at the very beginning, the stuff that the media are telling you to eat, you wreck it, you damage it. It loses its power. It doesn't sustain you. Many years ago, when my grandparents and great-grandparents used to work and toil in the fields, do a good day's work, and eat meat and 2 veg, not over-processed rubbish, simple foods, not fast foods, not crap foods, just fruits and proper veggies and proper meats, not overproduced meats that are pumped with steroids, nothing with additives, no aspartame, no preservatives, no frozen foods, just foods that went off, if you like. I mean, you get some butter and you get some margarine. You put some butter and some margarine out, and the butter all the animals will eat, and it goes off. But the margarine, no animal will touch it, and that margarine will be there in 3 years' time, 5 years' time. Trust me, go and do that. Put out a knob of butter and a knob of margarine, and nobody will touch the margarine. No animals will touch margarine. No animals will touch alcohol. They might drink a beer. My old dog used to like a beer. You put some, I don't know, a martini or a vodka or a whiskey or a brandy or a gin in a dish for a dog or a cat or anything. Put it in your budgie's cage. You won't touch it, and if it does, it'll die. Animals know. And the thing about the butter and the margarine is that margarine is liquid plastic. You can set fire to a cheese slice. These dairy cheese slices in these processed squares with plastic. Well, basically, the plastic that you take off is not a lot different from the plastic that's wrapping the cheese slice. You can set fire to a cheese slice. You can't set fire to cheese. It's the chemicals in the cheese slice. It's like wax, and you're eating that. You won't be a no-limit person with loads of personal power eating crap like that, and that's why your grandparents lived to a ripe old age. They were vital, they were strong. We've weakened ourselves, we've lost our power, we've created limits, and the government now, controlling your mentality, are limiting us even more. Who knows what's in the vaccine? I mean, this stuff you watch on television, they're not called TV programs for nothing. They are programs. These programs limit us. So to be a no-limit person, you've got to program yourself. You've got to decide for yourself that you have no limits, no boundaries, no beginning, no end, as it says biblically. You're eternal, you're unlimited, to infinity and beyond, as Buzz Lightyear says. And while I'm coming to you with the brew, with a missing dog, I'm asking questions about love, philosophy, and I'm remembering what I love, and I also know what I don't love. I love peace of mind. I value that more than anything. Otherwise, this mind can't work. I can't program myself. I can't get control. If I've got intellectual violence, if I've got things on my mind that get me down, or people that put me down, and undo my programming, which I've been installing for the last 20, 30 years when I started to understand this, and I'm 63 now, so I've had a lot of programming here. I protect it. I protect my peace of mind. I've made myself bulletproof. And because of loves in my life, I've let some people in. But if anybody, and my family will tell you this, and my close friends will tell you this, if people try to control me, whether it's a friend, a loved one, a family member, somebody in a shop, somebody I work with, even a boss, I don't have it. Nobody's my boss. I am a no-limit person. I have synergy with like-minded people. And I've worked for people I don't respect and love in jobs, and done jobs for people I don't respect and love. And I keep my counsel. I find good reasons to do those things and be with those people. And I understand that it's part of the goal to endure and to be bulletproof in circumstances and situations which aren't pleasing and easy. And I go inside and I use my inner resources. But if I'm constantly having to do that with people, places and faces and situations, then the world's telling me that I shouldn't be in those places and spaces in front of those faces. Because I respect and love myself. And if people don't respect and love me and get me, then I send them love, wish them well and move on. Because I'm unlimited and I'm not going to allow anybody, a person, a job, a place, a face, a space, a government, a rule, an act of parliament, which is just people acting, to limit me. I will move across the world, which is what I've done, and I'm moving back, but I'm experiencing my life because I am unlimited. I'm a no-limit person, and I'm here to enjoy things through my five senses: touch, taste, sight, sound and smell. I see things that please me, I touch things that please me, I hear things that please me, I taste things that please me, and I smell things that please me. I have a full sensory overload of things that are there for me because I'm an inverse paranoid and everything's there for me, and I'm a no-limit person. And the things that I don't want, like I don't want my dog to be missing, but he'll come back because I put out that radiation, that thought vibration, that love. I love him, he loves and respects me, and the people who love and respect me come back to me, and the ones that don't, I wish them well, because I'm a no-limit person and I'm not going to allow anybody to limit me. And I suggest that you adopt that principle, be an inverse paranoid, be a no-limit person and set some boundaries and protect your peace of mind and protect your integrity and your heart. And people that don't love and respect you, ask some good questions. Philosophy. Get around people who love, respect and understand you and reciprocate what you give out. And if you're surrounded by people who are negative, who are moaning and complaining and negative and down, it's because of you. Take responsibility for it. You've attracted them. For me, there's only a few people that I've allowed to do that ad infinitum, in other words, for a long time in my life. I've done that out of love, but quite often I've realised that those relationships, those people, those jobs have exceeded what I call their sell-by date. They're on borrowed time. And when they've pushed me to my limits, being a no limit person, they have to go. Because I'm a winner, I'm a survivor. And that's not arrogance, and it's not conceit, and it's not being a controller. I control myself, and everybody else can do what they want. But when you come to me with love and respect, because that's what you're going to get from me. Philosophy, questions, mentality about love. No limit person, NLP. You can do anything that you want to have, be, and do, as long as you're prepared to do what it takes. If there's something in the world that somebody's got, you can have it too if you do what they did to get it. But a lot of people want this stuff for free. They want the easy route. There's no easy routes. I've said before that the harder I work, the luckier I become. The harder you work, the more successful you'll be. Whatever area of your life you want to excel in, and you can excel in anything because you're an NLP, you're a no limit person. But a lot of people, they make excuses. I'm too old, I'm too young, I'm not clever enough, I'm overqualified, I'm married, I've got kids, I've got responsibilities, I've got this. Yeah, all those things are true, maybe, some of them, but a lot of them are excuses. You can do anything. And if you can't do it now, your circumstances will change. And keep those goals on the back burner and bring them out when your circumstances have changed. I spoke the other day about planning now, thinking now, using your imagination now for when you get your freedoms back after COVID is over. Which to me is a controlled hoax. But we're still under that regime. And you can fight the regime, but ultimately all you end up with doing is fighting and taking away your peace of mind and your love. Don't fight. Send it love. I'm going to be on Saturday night on the 13th. So if you're watching this after the 13th of December 2020, it's gone. But if you inbox me, I'll tell you how I do it. I'll always tell you how to do things and how I do things. Because I'm here to help. But I'm going to be running a series of meditations starting December the 13th at 3 o'clock UK time called Reimagination. You can Imagineer and reimagine the world that you want. You can use this fantastic computer, this fantastic mind that you've got, and connect to universal mind because you're unlimited. In this body, you're limited. But when you use your mind and your imagination and you reimagine the world that you want, then you've got the fantastic opportunity to be unlimited. When you dream at night, you're unlimited. The physical laws don't apply. You can fly, you live forever. You're like an emoji, a character in a computer game. You get shot, you get up, you do it again. You know, depending what dreams you have, you can imagine that you're going out with anybody that you think is beautiful. You can imagine that you've got the best life in your dreams. Some of your dreams might be nightmares. I don't have nightmares. But, you know, even in your nightmares, you can go through some horrendous scenarios or some wonderful scenarios in beautiful dreams. Because in dreams, you're unlimited. Well, the fact of the matter is, I know, and I'll explain to you if you need to know. And if you get into my Mind, Body, Spirit group, I teach people there that whatever you visualise, you can realise that your dreams can actually carry on into your physical life when you wake up in the morning, in your bed or wherever you are when you wake up. There's no reason for those rules or lack of rules in your dreams. You don't have to shift into physical rules, physical reality. The miracles that happen in dreaming state and sleeping state can continue in waking state. That's how I can do some of the things that I can do. Healing, pushing objects. Just go on YouTube and check me out. But I tell you what now, today with my dog missing, at the moment, he will come back. I've got great faith in that connection, in that intention from the heart and that intention from the mind. But if I was to try and do something now, energetically, I try to do some psychokinetics and move an object, push a straw, give somebody an electric shock, which many of my students have seen me do firsthand, and thousands of people have seen me do it on YouTube. I wouldn't be able to do that today because I'm lacking power today. So in this moment, I'm a limited person, not an NLP, because I've got that on my mind. If my dog comes back, that's the easiest way to connect back to my power. If all the relationships that I want come back to me, if everything in my life is perfect, that's how I connect to my power. But we can't always make that happen. We can't always guarantee that our external life is exactly what we want, because other people have agendas. Other people do things at us, against us, to us. So if my power lies in a perfect exterior life, that my dog's perfect, my relationships are perfect, my job's perfect, my health is perfect, then I lose my power. So even though I've said that to you, that if I tried to do it, it probably wouldn't happen because my dog is missing. Even in that statement, I recognise that's limiting my ability to create miracles. And that's what we do all the time. We wait for something that we can't control to make us happy. Oh, when I lose weight, I'll be happy. When I find the right person, I'll be happy. If I had a better boss, if I had a bigger house, if I get that new telly, if I change my car, or I decorate this, when I do this, I'd be happy. No, don't wait for that. Be happy and powerful now, and be happier and more powerful when you get what you want. More importantly, what you need. So understanding that we are no limited potentials, NLPs, a no limit person, but no limit potentiality, understand that the world imposes limits on us, and that's what we're experiencing at the moment in society and in world governments, that they are suppressing us, depressing us, locking us in, injecting us, and through the food chain, poisoning us and indoctrinating us with stuff that really leaves us. We will need AI eventually. We will need artificial intelligence, because we are losing our power, our innate intelligence. We're losing our humanity. I'll talk more about this. This is a massive subject, and the wind's getting up here a little bit, and my brew's going cold. And I've gone into all sorts of areas, but I've talked about philosophy, love and respect and questioning, and I've talked about NLP, which is a no limit person, but we have no limit potentiality. We can limit our own potentiality, and we can also allow other people to limit our potentiality. And at the moment, we've got this challenge where the government, controlling our mentality, governing it, is limiting our potentiality, our potential. We're having limitations imposed upon us. And we've got to, as a community, create unity and stand up against it. If you're watching this before the 13th of December, 3 o'clock UK time, then you're able to join my reimagination project live on my Mr. Mike Garner Facebook channel and my Mr. Mike Garner YouTube channel, which I encourage you to subscribe to. It's all free. And you can always talk to me with a cup of tea. Be powerful. God bless. Be a no limit person. Be an inverse paranoid. And enjoy your mind. Take care.